Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to Avowed, and welcome to the Emerald Stair, which is a spooky place full of spooky things, including bugged quests. So it's not really a quest, it's just a little thing, but there's a dude. I'm gonna try to find the dude. Are you the dude? You're the dude.
Hello, my friend. Still having trouble with this old equipment.
Oh wait, no, I did it.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I'm stupid. We found a steel garrote stiletto in the machinery. So I did get it right. When I went back to talk to him, it doesn't really, just bear with me.
I can't believe I missed something that obvious. Gods, I must be duller than a wooden sickle. Thank you, my friend. I can fix it from here.
Right, okay, so that does make sense. And he probably said that when I talked to him yesterday. And I was very stupid. Just didn't. I just expected him to notice, I guess, that it has been fixed. Whereas, of course, just taking the dagger out didn't necessarily do everything. So I'm sure people saw yesterday's video like, Vagrant, you idiot. I'm gonna drop the spear and I'm gonna swap to. I'm gonna dual wield pistols. I've decided. Just because. It sounds cool. I mean, hopefully we're going to get better pistols. I'm annoyed that I've got rid of some of my legendary ones, but... Wait for it. Boo! 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 Yeah, cool. I just wanted a ranged option. It's not really ever been important, but you never know. It might be at some point. Hello, little water beetle. Bit of time, can't you, son? One for you, one for me, one for you. Whoa! Boy's got some speed on him. You really don't get much essence from kills. It's definitely something we need to level up soon. Well, as soon as we can, basically. Look at that. Look how little that goes up, considering how expensive my spells are. So sleepy. Oh, oh no! Oh no! Right there, Kai. Oh goddamn! Okay, that hit like a truck. I wonder if power. Let's do some science. I'm gonna hit this dude over here. I hit for 101, and a full charge one of those. Well, it crit, but it hit for 150 before. I'm not sure that's worth it.
Who's ready for more?
I'm ready for loot. Got me a beetle shell. Oh yeah. Am I recording? I am recording. Good. I should always check these things. Right then. So we are heading towards Via de Baba, I believe. This is Via de la Baba. And we're gonna go check it out and get our sort of main quest for the area started. Hello, you're large. You can't just be called Takioko. Wait, what people? Me people? You know one thing I haven't tried? I haven't tried to just murder like a randomer. Like I haven't tried to murder a stranger. I don't know if I can slap an NPC with my sword and kill them. I do want to find out, but I want to save before I do the test. Those seeking the inhabitants of this building may find their new domicile within the walls of Fiormazavern or living outside the walls has become too dangerous. By order of Governor Vidaro, this property is to remain vacant until further notice. It'd be nice if I could have a house as well, actually. Well, they may have left, but they left their loot behind. You say that, but I just got some coins, so... Oh! And this house is very shiny, so... He's a quest boy, we'll go chat to him in a minute. There's gotta be a way in there. Look at it! It gleams! What are the chances that I can't get inside the gleaming house? They feel low, although I don't see a way in. don't think there's a way inside the gleaming house. Maybe it's part... Oh! Why does this game not have a photo mode, by the way? This looks awesome. It's beautiful. It really reminds me of playing... It's less Skyrim, it's more like World of Warcraft, but obviously graphically realised a lot nicer. There's something about the style. This is really cool. Using the animancy to light the bulbs, giving them all this purple... Oh, shiny. 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 Just better. There's one. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I don't know if you folks can hear them when they're this quiet. I'm telling you, there's a shiny. It's on the roof. How do I get on the roof? Is the I can leap over everything, and then I find like a small piece of wood, and that's me out basically. Just like me. Right, so we go up here, and then we jump across the buildings, I assume. Weird place for a lockbox, I think we can admit, to say the least. A slightly strange decision. I just want to get... Oh man, it looks so good at night. Oh my god. I love it. I'm just trying to clear out the map a little bit, honestly, before we move on to the city itself. Otherwise, I just live in paranoia that I'm missing something important, you know? It was interesting. Again, we helped that guy out. We didn't get anything for it. There's no reward whatsoever. He didn't give me any gold or anything. We just helped him out to help him out. You don't always need extrinsic rewards for doing something. Yeah, I talk about extrinsic, intrinsic probably far too much in this on this channel, but the point was, I would have helped that guy, and I wanted to help that guy, and I didn't think I'd get anything for it. We just did it because he's a guy who needed help, you know? The pixels needed my help, and I was not going to let the pixels down. Right, let's go find this quest. Hello. Cielo Panini?
Gods, what do I tell Sylvia? What do I tell the children? It's not bad enough that their mother a little earlier and you'd have beaten the other bandits to my crops. But I guess that's on you, isn't it?
Are you calling me a bandit? Do I look like a bandit?
I don't know. Are you? I don't judge on first impressions. I couldn't say.
I mean, you literally just judged me on first impressions. But the people who took your goods were definitely bandits, right?
Don't steal and then cry about it when people call you a thief. That's what my grandfather always said.
Always. I was gonna say, how often does that come up as advice? It's not like a general saying you can apply to life. How often were you stealing things to make that relevant?
He was a simple man. Loved farming, Fior, and pointing out the obvious.
Maybe I can help.
Ah, finally! Someone who cares about something other than themselves. When they ran away, I saw them following the river north. They're probably hiding up there, waiting to steal from someone else. You come back with my crops, and I'll give you whatever I can. You can't put a price on survival.
You definitely can. Let's see how far away that one is. And all my quests are on the other side of the river. What I'm curious about is all this land over here going to be accessible as well? That's kind of wild. Alright, let's head towards the city. Let's kill some things along the way for funsies. I'm starting to come around to power attacks because they charge up real quick. They really are very speedy.
Nice job, everyone.
Look at that. Look how quick that is. It's kind of nuts, actually. You just hold it for, like,
I'm not making it up.
the briefest of a moment.
What about you? You're the envoy. Of all people, you should know.
About what?
I was out hunting for springberries yesterday evening when I saw a group of soldiers in the woods. I didn't linger long. I didn't want them to notice me. But they were Aedyr. I'm sure of it.
Where were they going?
I'm not sure. They looked like they were arguing. Maybe they were lost. I also saw the most unusual woman. She was alone, but I couldn't see her face behind the cowl and mask.
Sounds like Ludwin. Yep, that would be Ludwin.
An Inquisitor? Here? In Emerald Stair? What did I tell you?
Let's give it a rest.
I wouldn't have taken Ludwig for a walk in the woods type, but who knows?
She's here for something nefarious, I'm pretty sure. Right, let's go to the city. Everything can open up in exploration later. Fio, papa, la popo, la papa, la chopo. There we go. Got me some travel.
Bad time.
Oh, hey, Nico.
Word of advice: give a wide berth to the governor's manor. Giata's about to tear that poor man a new one.
Unfortunately, that's where I'm headed.
Well, I hope you have a stomach for profanity.
Huh. A woman shouting profanity at leadership? Reminds me of home.
She came storming up the hill with a wheelbarrow full of spoiled crops. Then the shouting started.
Animancers fighting? This I have to see.
This isn't the first time Giata's put the governor in his place, but it might be the last.
What are they fighting about?
Look around. The town's overgrown, the crops are dying. What's not to fight about?
Just take a blessed day look outside. Doesn't take a genius to see this place is rolling downhill.
The governor's manor is on the far side of town. You can't miss it. Just follow the sound of foul language.
I was hoping to learn some local curses.
Looking forward to seeing what it looks like when Animancers fight.
Is this nice to live?
Yeah, pretty much brought that paper down by myself.
Enjoy Fjord.
Will do. Thanks, buddy. Alright, Fjord does multiple. Chapapa. La popo. It's wild how much French I speak, honestly. Absolutely wild. Je m'appelle Claude. Je te plie. Actually, je m'appelle Claude is about the extent of my French. Give me German or a little bit of Spanish. So, every doorway I go through, there's somebody who wants to talk to me on the other side, just waiting for me. Yeah, hello.
The Emperor's envoy. Inquisitor Ludwig said you might be heading this way.
I love the armor. It's always red-headed women as well. There's a lot of red-headed women in this game. It's great. Yeah, I'm here on a diplomatic mission. Who am I speaking to?
Captain Alfair of the Steel Garrote.
Oh, no.
If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy.
She has a very specific voice which has been chosen to perpetrate the idea that she's evil. The way she said quite, as soon as she said quite, I was like, yeah, she's evil. Perhaps the I suppose the Valians don't like Aedyrans telling them their own business.
If their experiments are affecting Aedyran interests, this is our business. And when the time comes, the Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of those interests.
What are you talking about? Stare quizzically.
We all have our part to play, envoy.
I'm practicing.
Until later.
How do I stare quizzically? I'm just going to practice one sec. This is why I need to do webcam for this series.
Mean something different outside of Solace?
It's kind of like a slight head tilt. I'm trying to like stare at my microphone quizzically. And it's a slight head tilt to the left. The right eyebrow sort of raised. I can't really like raise one eyebrow, but you know, it's dabbling with the idea. It's flirting with the idea of being raised. Without maybe going all the way. Quest board. Baby quest board. Bounty Belderano. A reward will be given for killing the Earth Blight known as Belderano. A number of rangers and settlers perished in a natural disaster, and now their souls are bound together in agony, incarnated as the Blight. Please put them out of their misery. To claim your reward, return proof of your kill to Martella.
Oh, those poor souls. Please bring them peace, Anika. Becoming part of a Blight is not a fate I would wish upon my worst enemy.
The Trantons. A reward will be given for killing notorious Tranton bandit gang located in the Western Forest. These outlaws are responsible for a number of raids on outlying farms. Someone needs to ensure that these raids end for good. Sorry. What's going on with my back? To claim your reward, return proof of your kills to Martella in the Badbo.
Oh, the Trentons. A bunch of butzos, if you ask me. But they are dangerous, I'll admit. Watch yourself out there.
It's a bear. A reward will be given for killing an ancient and dangerous bear that has taken up residence within the grotto. In the grotto? Wait, it's not in the grotto, is it? Is it in the grotto? In the baba. What is it? What's that song? In the valley. Wait, is that Elvis? In the ghetto, not the grotto. What if we can do a parody within the grotto. In the grotto. It's a good thing that me and Elvis have the same voice. Some citizens familiar with the region's history recognize this bear as Old Nuna, a beast responsible for the deaths of many rangers.
Be careful with Old Nuna. I have a theory that her longevity and hardiness are due to an inordinate suffusion of essence.
Inordinate suffusion of essence? What a sentence. Delemgun. We've heard about Delemgun. A reward will be given for killing a group of Delemgun within the western forest who have been acting more aggressive and attacking rangers on patrol.
Ah, those Delemgan.
Delemgun.
They're not evil, it is just in their nature to push back against the expansion of civilization. Still, survival of the fittest and all that, ne?
Very attracted to your voice. Flekia's dispatch. Wanted Sansa? Oh, no. Sansa, a cartographer in Paradise, has reported his assistant Flekia missing in the Emerald Stair. A reward will be offered for the return of Flechia's cartographic notes. Below is her last correspondence posted to provide clues. Good day to you, Sansa. I hope this letter finds you well. I am pleased to report new progress on my charts of the Emerald Stair. I've taken up... Why is it called the Emerald Stair, by the way? I haven't seen an Emerald Forest there. I've taken up near a curious ruin that the locals call Naku Tedek, godless perhaps. I will note it, such architecture I have never seen. Maybe it's because it used to be beautiful and green and foresty and such, and it's a stair in that it is kind of a sloped area. I know I should be diligent and focus on my work. I cannot help worrying my presence here is a burden. Though the Fiorians welcome me warmly, it's clear they've fallen on hard times. I hope to finish quickly. I am yet another mouth to feed. Zorips. Reward will be given for killing the Zorips that have taken up residence at the farms northwest of Fior. If those farms are to be reclaimed, the Zorips will need to be driven away. Nothing to say on those one. Nope. Right. La Merchant. Hello.
Can I interest you in some glaveberries or Barrett's bells?
Glaveberries. I'm going to steal from you first. This is nice. This is cozy, isn't it? Beautiful lector, I write this without hope, knowing you'll never see it. Every day I come into your tea shop, watch as your lips mutter about the noise and complain about contention, yet the only contention I feel is within my heart. I order your tea, sit in the corner as you serve other customers, but you never notice. I imagine what has captured your thoughts each time you lose focus and stare at the wall with a blank expression. Each time I wish it was me you looked at with those glazed, blurry eyes. Forever your magpie, Agbrit. Abrit. Britta, you're a bee.
All ingredients are fully stocked.
Alright, what have you got?
Welcome to Foria in Velino, the finest legitimate apothecary of Emerald Stair.
Apothecary, I love it. She, again, everyone has this hair. Every character in the game has this hair, and it's very much, it's like Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse, Dirty Dancing era hairstyle.
5 summers ago, business was thriving. But now charlatans are selling crystals and essence enlargers in the streets. Add rumors of Dream Scourge and everyone is buying from these swindlers. At least you've come in.
You can profit by selling such products yourself as well.
Oh, I could, easily. But in the long run, where would that get me? I would be no better than them. I used to believe ANIMANCERS would trust science, but I'm beginning to doubt that. At least I don't have to convince you.
People, look, very intelligent people get swindled by nonsense all... It's really that there's different kinds of intelligence. You can be very, very learned, but an absolute idiot at the same time. Thankfully, I'm everything. Oh, hello, beautiful. Wait, is this even good? This looks rubbish. Oh, it is. It's just a higher level quality. That's the one. So that's the higher level version of the one I'm currently using. I don't think necessarily that higher level wizard spells are better, I guess. Minulettas conduelawetta. Fine. Fine. She's got some high level stuff. Do you sell lockpicks? Queh? No lockpicks. So, I mean, this would... 8,000 gold is a lot, though. For what is essentially... I mean, it's the difference between that. So it's 42.25. It's 10% cooldown and 16% ability cost. It's definitely good, but it's not worth spending that much money. It's cool that she sells it, though. What are we doing? There's a quest over there. Wait, how's my quest over here?
If only we had these in the tusks.
Rosanna Fallo.
Oh, you startled me. This old woman can get lost in prayer from time to time. You must be the Aedyr envoy I've been hearing about. Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced getting here. The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the dream scourge are all the result of our neglect of the dead.
So if you hear the noise every now and again, I have so much ice in my drink. No apologies necessary.
Oh, so those gnats constantly buzzing in my ears are this lady's fault. Apology not accepted.
The dead of Fjord expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry.
What if we carried them out instead?
Are you volunteering us to hang out in a graveyard?
Yep.
Oh, if you would, that would simply be wonderful. I wouldn't know how to thank you. Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the cycle.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves. The dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone. They bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
Do you really believe they're mad because they didn't have their last meal?
This custom goes back a long way. We never had dream thralls or such blight in our crops until now.
What do you want me to do?
You must take these offerings of food and place them at 3 grave sites where the recently dead lay. The first offering goes to a cliffside grave on the southern coast.
Understood.
The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp, far to the west from here.
Okay.
The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fjord, where a family lost their lives to the encroaching wilds.
We hope this will work. Maybe this will help you find some peace as well. It seems like a waste of perfectly good food.
That is the least of my worries. But yes, bringing closure to the recent dead will finally allow me a good night's sleep. I can't thank you enough for helping to ease the conscience of an old lady. Please, return when the rituals are complete.
It's an interesting quandary, this one, because it does feel a little weird to do this when people are starving, to spend food on the dead. Something that, if someone said this to me in real life... oh, excuse me.
Seems that way. Vidaro says the current crop looks promising, though.
If someone said this in real life, and people were starving, and that food could go to them, I would say, please stop being stupid. You know, like, please stop. We've got to be practical about the situation. People are dying. I will continue shortly. The apothecary shop. Martine, please apologize to your customers for delay in sending this order. I'm afraid we can only send half of what you requested. The herbal yield in Emerald Stair was less than I'd hoped this season for quality medicinals and tinctures. I hope the shipment suffices for the time being. I've got hiccups. Don't tell anyone. But this isn't the real world. This is Avowed. This is animancy and monsters and the undead are roaming around. They're not just... Like, I believe when you die, you die. You know, I don't believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in heaven, hell. I don't believe in God or any of that. None of that is a factor in my life. So for me, if you're dead, and wasting anything resource-wise on the dead feels pointless to me, personally. I've always been quite against anything like that. People talk about, like, respect for the dead. I'm like, I don't care, I'm dead. Do what you want with my corpse, frankly. Is that the one I went to? No. It's 3 shops. It's quite a small city, actually. This is like the end of it, basically, unless there's more. Might be more up there. It's a lot of shops, though. No, it's not. It's a tiny city. Party note. LM, I hope this note finds you well. What an occasion, despite the lackluster fruit. You always were the life of the party, despite your claims otherwise. I look forward to more antics soon. What I was trying to... I'm going to talk before, because we're about to enter a conversation. For story stuff, so... So, you know, if someone's saying, oh, can you go put this food for the dead out, and there's people starving, I'd be like, well, I respect your religious desires, or your spiritual desires, or whatever. On the other hand, real people are dying, so no, shut up, numpty. But this is a world of animancy, and this is a world of literal undead. So who am I to know or to say that what this woman is saying is actually nonsense? It might seem like nonsense to me, but if you have to recalibrate yourself to this fantasy setting, she's like, well, the dead need respect paid to them with their last meal, and maybe that's part of the problem that they're having. She could be right, for all I know. Like, that doesn't seem much more ridiculous than plenty of other things that are going on, you know? So this is interesting, this room here. I am not going to remember what the term is, but there is a term for... You don't see this in RPG games very often, so this is really interesting, actually. But that's not a real room, basically. Oh, what is it called? I see them all the time in Blender. You see them all the time in games in particular, like Euro Truck Simulator, you know, like driving games in particular. If you're driving past loads of buildings and they don't want to properly model... Basically, you model the interior, and then it gets rendered as a sort of quasi-3D image. So that is basically almost flat, essentially, but it gets rendered out to look like a 3D room that you can view from all angles. There's a very specific term for it, and I can't remember what it is. It's interesting. You really don't see it in RPG games very often, so that's interesting. Hello. Everyone's very angry. Oh, there's a plant, though. I know where my priorities lie. Alright, let's chat. Let's read this first. Missing person, Maxime Vidaro. I'm offering a substantial reward to anyone who can locate the remains of Maxime Vidaro. He vanished in the wilderness 10 years ago. That's very optimistic then. His journal is also missing. I will accept it as proof of discovery. Maxime was our founder, my father, and a devout Skainite. He would not have left us without good reason, so I have every reason to believe he hasn't gone far. You the governor? Yeah.
How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil. And it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike?
I think she might be a companion. You just look at her clothing compared to everyone else, and you instantly think, right, she's clearly important. She's got very specific clothing, very much designed clothing compared to everyone else. It must be Giata.
My reputation precedes me.
You two have that in common.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion.
Excuse me, but I'm talking to this captivating young lady.
Did you hear that, Ignacy? You should be taking notes.
Ah, of course. The Aedyr envoy. Ambassador Hilgard sent a missive telling me to expect you. How delightful. You speak with a measure of authority, but I caution you to remember who's in charge around here.
Now that's what I call a first impression. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
I've seen corruption in nature, but never this advanced.
There may still be time to reverse the damage.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the dream scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
But you do. What would it take for you to fix this?
Before we can deal with the dream scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Once again, bureaucracy stands in the way of getting things done.
I'm just trying to stop Giatta from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark.
It's not your job. She's the one taking the risks here.
You must be unfamiliar with animancy. There's always collateral damage. Are you going to tell her about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident. But look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart.
If we worked together, I wouldn't stand between you and your ambitions.
Really? Unexpected from an Aedyran. But how could I refuse an offer like that? Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Giatta.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giatta Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Whoa, you're banishing her for that?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giatta is an outcast.
You're making a mistake.
Perhaps. But I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers. Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
I'll find us another bedroom.
Big fan of her. I think Marius, it looks like you might be out of the party, buddy. Okay, bedroom key, interesting. Can I play the piano? I'm gonna dabble with the piano. I used to play quite a lot. And I've been thinking about picking it back up again. I just want to get a decent, hello butler.
By tradition, the governor's manor is open to the public.
Oh, I would hate that so much. I don't like people being anywhere near my house. I'm really bad about it. Hate having people in my bedroom. Hate people being on my PC. I'm not good with people. Maybe I am going to stay single. Maybe I'm never going to not be single. Maybe I'm going to die alone. And maybe I'm okay with that. I mean, you can have friends. Friends are chill. Friends are cool. Do you need more than friends? Not necessarily. I don't know, man. So look at this. I'm just wandering around the dude's bedroom. That's not okay. I guess it's not his bedroom, considering I just got the key for the bedroom in the bedroom. Ooh, oh, it's medium. I mean, it's actually better. 20% move speed is crazy. It's actually so much. Oh man, maybe I can go medium armor rather than heavy. I went heavy because I've, maybe it's a battle mage. I don't want to necessarily go for the heaviest possible armor. I mean, this is really horribly ugly looking. It really is disgusting. But I think I mean, look, I lose 12% damage reduction. We then gain 3. It's interesting. I think it does it in order. Let's do some numbers. So let's say I was going to take 100 damage, right? If I'm wearing the Steel Garrote, I take 70, and then I take minus 16. I think that's how that works. The game looks at the damage of the attack, and then it reduces it by the percentage, and then it takes off the flat number. That's the better way to do it in terms of bigger numbers, because if you go flat number first and then percentage, you're going to take more damage in total. So I would take 54 damage. This one, for example, 18%, so I would take 18 less, so I would take 82. 72, 61? Is that maths? No, that's not maths. 63? Is that maths? Yeah, I would take 63 damage as opposed to 54. When you think about it like that, it isn't that big a deal. Plus this has Lesser Bulwark. Now, I don't know if Lesser Bulwark affects the item, as in the stats at the top. It's got another 2% damage reduction, so it would actually be 20 plus 1. So this would actually be 60%. So I'd only take, from a 100 hit, I would only take 6 more damage wearing this compared to this, even though the numbers look much worse. Now, obviously, I don't have balanced scales, but I don't think balanced scales is very good. And I would lose +2 constitution, but I would gain 20% move speed. And also I would gain 15 stamina and 20 essence. So yeah, I think I'm swapping. I'm going to keep the Steel Garrote plate, but I think I'm swapping over. What am I doing? No idea. I like numbers. Numbers are cool. The amount of people I like I'm not judging, because I know some people watching this video will be the same, and most people don't like mathematics. So the amount of times I'm watching like a game show or something, and someone will say something akin to, "Well, I just hope we don't get maths questions," or you know, I hope we don't have to do arithmetic, or etc. etc. I'm always like, "Yeah, give me maths, give me maths, please give me some maths." I have sworn to the people on my family's honour there is no dream scourge in Emerald Stair. If it exists, it cannot touch our lands. When I'm alone at night, I must remind myself of that promise, again and again, even if I must scream it to these empty halls. So why do I feel threads pulling away from the fabric of my community while I strain to hold them together? It's the old man and his protege, or else my imagination, but probably them. Mother's condition is helping my cause, neither does wine. I mean, he's in a tough spot. He's trying to keep his town together. But his method of keeping his town together is clearly burying his head in the sand and burying his people's head in the sand as well. And you can do that to an extent, because you don't want to incite mass panic, you know? If you start running around telling everyone that, you know, you're all going to die of starvation, people are going to react quite negatively, and it probably doesn't help matters. Oh, there's a lot of books. Oh no, it's reading time. Oh no, okay. Here we go. Final journey of Jonas. My son, tomorrow I become the effigy. Tomorrow I become Skane's embodiment on Aurora. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. For months we met by secret conclave to plot our landlord's demise. Conclave's a good film, by the way, you should check it out. All the while work in the fields as if our hearts were content. Skyen teaches us to plot with the mind while keeping one's face impassive, inscrutable. Fair fights for those with armies. The quiet slave is our whetstone, our focus. In his worship, of course, finds focus, clarity, and possibility. Tomorrow, my master chokes on his own whip. By the time you read this, I will be dead. I really hope that in my life I get to I get to say something like that, you know. By the time you see this, if you see this video, it means I'm already dead. Like, my life just is not dramatic enough, quite frankly. I pray Skyen does not abandon me for speaking of my plotting, but a son deserves to know how his father died. I volunteer to be the effigy. Skyen will inhabit my body, using this old farmer's simple flesh as a puppet of godly rage. Interesting. He said he doesn't know where his dad is, but his dad seems to know where his dad is. I've been shaved and anointed. Tomorrow morning I will be your father in name only, as my manhood will be removed. That's too far for me. My nose and ears removed, and my useless mortal eyes will be replaced with flintstones through which Skyen might see the world. My son, I am sorry for the lies I've told you these past few seasons, but Skyen demands secrecy. Even your mother knows nothing of my furtive service to the quiet slave. Curse my name if you must, but never weep for me, for I die for the betterment of our community, to smite our Lord's corruption from the face of Eora. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip, for tomorrow I become the effigy. So they're feeling... Right, so he feels that Skyen has essentially... he's the master, right? Am I... It seems like he worships Skyen, but he's trying to embody him to defeat him almost, or to take away his power. It's not too dissimilar to the godless we met earlier on in the game. Skyenite scripture. Burn! Feel thy hatred twist within thee. Burn. The first word, burn. Doesn't that just summarize scripture? Feed thyself on its bile, sustain thyself on its anger. This hatred, this bile, this anger, these shall be the tools for thy rebellion. Let thine heart seethe, there is no satisfaction in open confrontation. Hide thine hatred, let it grow that it may fester. Make thy plots in secret. The quiet slave stays in the shadows, his face seeks not the light. In darkness doth he work, in darkness doth he move. Rebel against those that seek to control thee, rebel against those that wish to remove thee. Governor Vidaro, all this talk of the Dream Scourge infecting the land has grown too loud to ignore. If it was just Quilici, we could see our way past it, call him senile, and discussion's over, yes? But now Giata is speaking for him, and you'd be hard-pressed to find an Animancer who doesn't trust Giata Castel. To put it plainly, we demand results of one kind or another. Let the old man do his research or find some way to discredit him. If you're lucky, he'll discredit himself. What are you afraid of, Ignasi? We wonder. Either way, this has to end. It's tearing us apart. Your father would have put a stop to it by now. With patience, your friends in town. The Midwife Memoirs. I'm going to pass on this one, I think. I'll forget over here. Giata's agricultural report. Governor, my research points to one inevitable conclusion. The harvest will fail. Before you ignore me again, read on. Listen, my father spoke of a river of souls flowing through the island. The souls feed our crops and power our machines. We agree on that much. What do you think happens when the river gets polluted? If you don't believe me, look at your own farms. The soil is hollow. It might even have the Dream Scourge. The time has come to break the bones of the living lands and set them in a more agreeable fashion. It may be blah 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 is only hope. We should discuss this in person. I'm confident you will see reason. Doubt it. Animancy. It's too much. It's too much. I don't need this level. I like the things with the extra character stuff and blah blah blah. I don't necessarily need the books on the world building. It sounds kind of mean in a way, but I think most people probably don't read that book and care that. But like, it's I don't know. I don't need that level of world building to be immersed in the world. I'm glad it's there as an option, but I prefer. Actually, this is the better way of thinking about it. I prefer to get my world building not from reading about it in a book, basically. Let's go with that. That's a nicer interpretation. And I read all the time, so it's daft, but I feel awkward doing it on video for such long periods.
I'm sorry you had to witness that spectacle. Giata is a spirited animancer, but she can be intolerable at times. Whatever you may think of us, I welcome you to Fior Mesiverno.
Why don't you listen to them?
Quilici wants us panicking over what he can't even prove. If there's a threat to Emerald Stair, it's that old man and his fear-mongering. Don't waste your time on him.
Do you mind if I work for Giata?
Be my guest. Take her away from here. As far as I'm concerned, she's your responsibility.
This Nimdude wouldn't see a Balrog coming if it did a little dance right in front of him.
If there's nothing more, I have a city to run.
Sorry about the noise. Marius just gives him smack talk when he's literally standing right... He talks about him as though he's not there when he's standing right in front of him. He's not shy, to say the least. La Badaroom. Letter to my son. Ignacy, I write this in a rare moment of clarity. Before he left us, your father was a proud, stubborn, wonderful man. Let me offer you a word of advice on his behalf. Those who rule with power are destined to be overthrown by power. Those who rule with heart are destined to be cherished long after they are gone. I can feel the fog drifting back over my thoughts. Goodbye, Ignacy. Hopefully not for long. Your mother, Estelle. Shimmering wings, gnashing teeth, chew through the dirt. Where are my hands, Ignacy? Where are my hands? My hands, my hands, my hands! Spooky.
I've got a powerful feeling we weren't supposed to see this.
Hey, Estelle.
Maxime, where did you go?
Well, he really isn't. I mean, she's got the dream scourge. The Valian Republics swindled me out of the son Greta Ducala, denied me my born right to lead Sperento's government. I would not take such insults lying down. Skyen was behind me all along, whispering into my ear, caressing my shoulder with skinless fingers. Together we sowed a revolution. Now you can actually taste the fruit it bore. I can only imagine the day Sperento awoke to discover the empty halls of academia, the pillaged libraries. Where did our brightest minds go? Where are the Animancers? They blamed me, yet they had no one to blame but themselves. We journey to this frontier in defiance of the Valian Republics. We remain because our community is a living revolution, proof that we can thrive without a gold chain about our necks. Might go have a word with him now that I've seen his clearly Dream Scourge infected mother. I guess, again, that just doubles down on why he's in denial to such a grave extent, because she's clearly screwed if all this Dream Scourge stuff is true.
If I were you, I would keep my distance from the Castell family lab.
Why is your mother locked up in her bedroom?
Knew I heard someone snooping about. And you have the gall to confront me like a common criminal.
Yeah.
This conversation is over.
Does she have the Dream Scourge?
That is not a topic for discussion. I'll hear no more of this. You go about your business, and I'll go about mine.
Relax, Amakul. Just asking questions.
You tell him, Marius. Alright. There's a quick way down from here. I mean, I can see a quick way down, but... Look at that, beautiful. Alright, what we do? I want to hit up some of these more chants. Is that where I'm going? Yeah. Oh, we've got the crest along the way. The quest along the way. Oh, shiny. Shine. It's in here, I think. Apprentice Animancer's diary. Yeah, go on then. 7th of Terestu. I finally done it! I'm studying at the academy. My dreams come true. The equipment here far exceeds anything available to me at home. And the knowledge. My colleagues are also brilliant. One has even offered me a great boon. Ollie says he has a way of enchanting one's trousers to elevate one's performance in the bedroom. He says it's still experimental and I mustn't tell anybody, but he promises results. Perhaps I shall find a lover for keeps within this bastion of animancy and kindness. I am confounded. My colleagues snicker as I pass. Their laughter is undeniable. I do not understand. Have I committed some great faux pas? Hopefully they can forgive my ignorance. To do, formulate plan to retrieve pants from atop Monto's animancy machine. Formulate plan to reclaim my honor. Exact revenge upon Ollie. Perhaps try the essence enlarger offered in the town square. Bless him. Oh, God. What am I... Oh, it's Kai. Every time. This little window's very suspicious to me. Are you a suspicious window? Nope. Could have been, though. There's plants everywhere around here. La Merchant. Hello, Stefan.
Well, I was not expecting such an esteemed guest in my humble workshop. Are you in need of any weapons or armor? The roads haven't been safe as of late.
Oh, star metal. It's probably too early for this still, I think.
Is that... Gelard? This is star metal. Very rare stuff. Where did you get this? Nay, don't tell me. I'd be tempted to go looking for some more, and that would certainly not end well.
Can you do anything with it?
No. Unfortunately, I don't know how to work the metal into anything useful. Only enchant it. I did receive a shipment from Sola's Keep recently, however. A mace, crafted out of star metal, brought to me by a trader from Galloway's Tusks. I suggest you make your way there if you're looking for someone to work that beautiful metal into a proper weapon.
Galloway's Tusks? Come on, it can't be that complicated. I bet you 5 skates a Smith and Thirdborn would know what to do with this stuff.
I'll take that bet.
And I'll take your money, eventually.
Is there anything else I can help you with, Amica?
Show me your wares. Okay, what have we got? Well, it's never. I feel weird about this. All this stuff feels pointless. Like, if it's not a legendary, why would you ever use it, essentially? I guess if you really just needed to upgrade your stats, but I haven't felt like that personally. Lodestone, one. Oh, there it is. Power attacks deal low stun to nearby enemies, and it's got. It's actually really good. It's pretty fantastic. I'm not going to use it because I don't like maces, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Do you sell lockpicks? Finally, someone sells lockpicks.
Welcome to my fine establishment, Amica.
Amica. There is one more merchant down here. Are you a merchant? Where's the quest as well? Journal of Valentio Casanova. Among animantic notes and scribbles is a brief excerpt that catches the attention. I've gained much in my latest initiative, and I've enjoyed myself despite my misgivings. Still, soon will come the day when I no longer need court either of them, and I do long to return to my sweet solitude. Oh, me too, buddy. Until then, however, I must work. While Cindia's work remains inscrutably meticulous, I've liberated the innovations I feel would be most beneficial to my own goals, and while I bristle at Azalea's continued frivolity, her insights under the influence of drink have proven that her notes contain value I could not find elsewhere. It could be said that neither deserves the ill that I am doing to them, but I argue that both will benefit by seeing their work brought to light, even if credit is never received where it is due. The things we tell ourselves.
I had one job, and I couldn't even do that.
Stew? A little look around first.
Pour you a drink, good luck.
Aedyr, my love, I want to see you again. What about our patrol tomorrow night? The woods will give us some privacy. Don't breathe a word to Aedyr, though. She went straight to the captain last time. What a snitch. A lot of fun in the woods, never hurt anyone. Actually, in this game, it probably could get you killed pretty quickly.
Can anything be done?
Well, I'll be a godlike in the bone and bore. Apologies for the ruckus outside. The Animancers never know when to shut their mouths.
Entertaining. Every town has its quirks.
Sounds like you've traveled a fair bit. Although even by Fjord standards, tensions are at a breaking point. Except Giata and Quilici, that is. They are the only Animancers taking the Dream Scourge seriously.
And now they're banished. Not taking the Dream Scourge seriously is a mistake.
Try telling that to Vidaro and the Animancers. But the rest of us, we've all heard the rumors from outside. Animals gone mad. Terrors stalking the wilderness day and night.
Terrors have always stalked the wilderness day and night. So is it true?
Birth's bells, of course. If Emerald Stair runs out of food, we are in dire straits anyway. We've had crops fail before, but never food rations. The governor says it's just a temporary precaution, but I am not buying it. So, we ought to drink while we can. Agreed? Anything I can get you?
Drink, I guess. Well, lockpicks. It's always lockpicks. All I ever care about. Oh yeah, quest.
Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been?
It's all very Italian, Mediterranean. Can I help you?
If I could help myself, do you think I'd be in here? I don't mean that. I have a lot on my plate.
You don't anymore because I just stole it. Where's the rest of your squad? Shouldn't you be on patrol?
I'd like to be. They're out searching. Someone had to hold down the fort. My 2 youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their rounds. I assumed they'd turn up. But it's been 3 days now. They're still not here.
I'm at your service.
Praise Ilia. Their names are Belena and Adalaro. I doubt they'll be apart. They were good rangers once. But since they've caught each other's eye, all they do is sneak off to...
Dip the pen in it, screw each other.
Oh, fine. Get right to it, then.
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
New recruits running off with each other? Oh, man. This brings me back.
Anyway, I never thought I had any cause for concern. They always found their way back eventually, but they haven't this time. They're out there, all alone, and they could be in danger, and
I'd be worried as well.
The last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol the northern riverbed. If you go that way, please, keep an eye out for them. I'm losing my mind in here.
Nobody should suffer just because they want to get laid.
Consider them found.
Maybe we don't look too soon. Give them a while. Know what I mean?
I got you, buddy. I think everyone in the world knows what you mean.
Powerful, self-aware, and reach within.
If you are looking for sanctuary, you have found it. The Gifted Magpie is a house of calm, rational discussion. We have only 2 rules of conduct. Maintain dignity and speak in a soft tone of voice.
No, they annoy me so much. I'll keep it in mind.
Thank you. This establishment is a haven for animancers, so I try to keep it free of stress.
Stress.
Animancers are miracle workers, but their work breeds obsession, rivalry, and bitter disagreement.
Must see a lot of animancers.
Their anxiety keeps me in business. This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach problems from a quieter angle.
Oh, is he the guy that the oven merchant has a crush on?
Regrettably, we are out of tea. My stockpile is exhausted, and the harvest has not kept up with demand. We have other goods for sale, if you care to peruse them. Trinkets I have collected over the years.
You're a treehouse. No tea in a tea house?
The fields have been unproductive of late, and what grows has not risen to our standard. I am hopeful that this is a temporary setback and not a sign of things to come.
Sorry. Did you know that Aedyr has a crush on you? Should I tell him that's not really my place? I'm gonna do it anyway.
What? I mean, I'm sorry. What? Could you possibly elaborate?
Well, when 2 or more people are attracted, 2 or more, that's very accepting.
Not that. I know all about that. Well, maybe I only know a little. It's just that these sorts of things happen to other people, but never me. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Start at the top, work your way down. Kai, any advice? Kai's gonna be the one you want to talk to, not Marius.
You're overthinking this. Invite her around for a cup of tea.
Good
It
advice.
seems I need to gather my wits and figure out what to do next. I have no skill with romance, you see. Oh dear.
Let's see what you have for sale. Oh, treasure map. Wah! Crazy treasure map. War Mage's Braces. Huh. Minus 10 ability essence costs. What do I currently use? 20 maximum essence. 15% shock damage is... Yeah, I'm going to grab these. These are pretty good, actually. I'm going to say that's probably an upgrade. I don't care about the parkour speed, so we can kind of ignore that as an idea. 20 maximum essence versus 10%. And plus, I think you can... Wait, can I... Oh, no, it's only weapons that we can change the enchantment. Oh, excuse me. Bloody hell. They're definitely... I mean, 10% is definitely better than plus 20 max. 99% sure on that. Right, lovely, lovely. Cheers, buddy. Slowly becoming more magey and less battle-y. Really changed the armor in the last few minutes to kind of lean in that direction. Hell, we could go shock build in general. We could, you know, we could buy the book of shock. We could put points in shock spells. I haven't, speaking of which, I haven't leveled up in ages. And just focus entirely on shock damage. The problem with that is I'm assuming different enemies are resistant to certain types of damage. And I feel like if I do that, then we come up against a shock resistant enemy, I'm just going to be screwed. Right, 1, 2, I think I've gone to 4 merchants, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, back up the hill, and we will end it just outside of Giata's place, where we will kick off the next video. So, Fjords Vernon for the very first time. I will see you lovely folks in the next video. We will talk to Giata, and then we'll head out into the Emerald Stair once again. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much as always. Bye-bye.